is just to first of all keep in mind, again, we're still in the early stages, so the opportunities for this is very high. The other part was the prompting, basically what prompting is, basically just giving instructions to the AI chatbot. There's the direct prompting that we've been using for years. So when it comes to when it comes to asking maybe ChatGPT, what is this and what is all that? But then now we're going into the more conversational and contextual prompting. That's what we're going to focus on in this. That's what we're going to focus on this work session, so that we can train it and give it that information that we need, and then it can give us exactly what we're looking for. So the best practices, we need to be clear, we need to provide context, we need to experiment with different phrases, and at the same time also we need to at least have a set goal. And whenever we're giving it a prompt, you understand what I mean. And tokens. Tokens are very, very, very important. It's something that is very important for us to keep in mind when it comes to giving the AI chatbots information and everything. So the more tokens you give, the more information you're giving an AI chatbot, that's the more tokens it's going to have to process, and the more information it will have to go through, and the slower it is, and the more costly it is as well. So if you can keep it as short as possible, that's even better. But you also learn to understand that it's not that limiting. But you see with today's workshop. Again, we're going to use VoiceFlow. VoiceFlow is very, very simple, very straightforward, drag and drop system. It's an easy drag and drop system. It has a free tier. And I also wanted to ask, is there anybody, you can comment in the chat, is there anybody who's following along with me that is actually going to be working on this, so that I can make sure that I know who's following with me, and I can keep track. Okay, great. Awesome. All right. So let me go into the nitty-gritties. I will share with you now the VoiceFlow section. So like I said, we're starting from scratch, zero, complete novice, as if we have, like, I haven't worked with anything, and that's the way I want us all to go into this. And even so yeah, okay, let me share my screen again. Right. Give it a little second. Yes. So this is VoiceFlow. You can just quite literally just type on Google, search VoiceFlow. It should be the first thing that comes up. So we're going to build our AI chatbots using VoiceFlow. Simple drag and drop system. So you can choose whether you can go start building. It's free, or sign or log in and sign in. So we can, from my side, I'll click on start building. It'll take a little bit of some time. I'm sorry, I think even our internet is slower with the fact that the electricity is down. I think with the respect of all this, what I will do, Okay, seems like it's loading. All right, great. So this is voice flow. It's loaded into something, into um, in the interface that I was already working on, but it's perfectly fine. So once you, let me see if I can just log out so that, okay, let me just log out because I want us to start from 0. All right. So great. All right. So here I will use, so you can log in with Google. Here I'll use the office email. You can use whatever personal email that you have. You click on continue, should then take you to the VoiceFlow dashboard, like not directly, but the setup process for VoiceFlow. So once you get there, you'll be prompted with some several things. Basically, okay, it's loading. I need to show you, not just explain. There we go. So yeah, what's the goal of your agent? So for us, we talked about having customer support, but you can choose whatever you want from here. So here we'll select customer support and continue. What are we building? There's chatbot, there's voice. So if you remember, we talked about how you can also use voice flow for voice interactions, right? You'd want maybe not all the clients or the customers or the people that will be using voice flow, not everybody will be going on websites or chat or whatever, so you might just want to be having voice calls that are automated. This is where you select, and I think later on, if we're allowed, we can also have another working session on that one, but we'll select chats because that's what we're working with and it's easier for you to see in real time. So here we just select for myself since, well, right now we're just building for ourselves and it's a free platform, one person, you don't have a team, you want to speak with a voice bot. Yeah, I mean, you can select yes or no and they can schedule something, that's perfectly fine. Where'd you find out about us? Others, we'll put it yeah, because we're the one who introduced you. Education. So yeah, we're going to continue. The agent name. Now this is where we're going to start. So now the agent name is basically going to be the AI agent that you're going to be working on. So for us, it's the Yam Coffee. Since if you remember yesterday, we was like, well, we're going to work on a coffee platform and everything. So we'll call it Yam Coffee. And you can select whether you just want a basic template, a customer support template, and all that. So maybe you can just go with the customer support, but either one doesn't matter because we're going to remove everything and start from 0. So select get started. Okay, so now on URL. For URL, okay, it's not giving me the option. But for URL, you're supposed to have, for example, maybe a website, right? That you would want the system to import all the information from. So for our own purposes, so if you wanted to, you're building a website for maybe ChatGPT, you put the website here and it will try to bring in all the information from that side or whatever it is. But here, I'll just select import because we do not actually have, the website is not actually live. So it's something that I'm hosting locally. So I cannot say, oh, okay, let me import some information because it's currently not live. So we'd have to basically create like basically create all that information from scratch. So just click on import and it proceeds for you. Here, of course, it's importing from VoiceFlow, but that doesn't matter. We'll remove all that and then proceed for our own purposes. Yeah. Give it a second. It's almost done. So yeah, perfect. All right, since it's still loading. So yeah, like I said, this is the free tier for VoiceFlow. So you would have like 100,000 tokens, and for the training purposes and maybe demos or just trying to understand, 100,000 tokens is perfectly fine. But if you really want to scale it up and like really start bringing in different customers and things like that, you would now start to realize that 100,000 tokens is not enough at all. Is not enough at all. So I think that was ChatGPT 3. I think that's 4, if I'm not wrong. I think it's able to receive about 200,000 tokens at once. So if it's able to do that, then you know that it's, yeah, 100,000 tokens is not that much, but you get to see from here. Knowledge, add more data to first database, but yeah, just skip all this. As you can see, it created its own data source, right? This is for voiceflow.com, basic template, but we're not using VoiceFlow, so you can just delete that. And now you don't have any data source. So before we go into the data source, we should just get a little bit more familiar with the platform. So you have the knowledge section. So the knowledge section is basically where you're going to feed the AI model all the information that you needed to know. You know, everything that you might need the AI model to know about your company, business, and everything, you feed it here. Just a general overview. And you can also, from what we can see, I think maybe I can give an example. Some example that could work. Let me just get, I think, a site that's going to be easier for you guys to see and understand. All right. Okay, Google. All right, the internet is still really slow on my side. Okay, I think we'll just do it like this. So if we go, for example, and add data source, right? We add in the URL. So I'll just paste in the URL for YAM Education. Yeah. And here we'll have refresh rate. So refresh rate is how many times you want the database to be refreshing itself on the information that you're feeding it and everything, because you know websites change all the time and things like that. So here we can just select maybe we'd want it weekly, daily, forever. So we just select maybe weekly, and then we'll go and import. So what it will do here is go through our entire website, our entire platform, and find out every information that it possibly can. So yeah, it seems like it has gotten everything that it needs. So let's have a preview, right? So you can say, tell me about you. Tell me about you. You see? And then it'll go, YAM Education is an online platform offering technical courses and whatever the professional languages and all that, right? So this is basically like the information that we've given it. But this is not what we're going to use since we're building like for a coffee shop. So just wanted to show you that. Workflow. So this is basically when you go on workflow, this is where we're going to build the entire model, the entire structure of the entire of the chatbot, right? So just let it load a little bit. At first it looks scary, but once you understand how it's operating, how it's flowing, it's a very simple and straightforward type of process. So here, for example, this is like an example of a workflow. This is the basic workflow that they start you with. But yeah, like I said, it looks very scary and very daunting at the beginning, but it's very easy. So the first thing that we're going to do is just delete everything here since we're going to start everything from scratch, and then just go back. We'll not go through each and every one of these like integrations and publish and whatnot, because at least as of right now, that's not what we're going to use and worry about. The rest I'll be explaining as time goes on. So in the workflows, we have several things underneath the workflow. So we have messages. Basically, we'll show you all the messages that you have loaded. You have prompts, so I'll soon inform you like what prompts are and how we're going to build them, because on this one, we're just going to be working a lot more with prompts. And then we have different things like components, events, variables, things that at least I'm going to introduce you a little bit towards it, and then so that you can have a basic understanding. Okay, great. So first things first, knowledge, right? Right now, I want us to give the AI chatbot who we are, what we're trying to do, right? And don't worry, some of like the upload content, for those of you who are following, and maybe you might want word for word, let me see if I can just upload it on the chat. And then this is for those of you who want, oh, okay, I can't upload the document on the chat. I think it's okay. I think you, wherever you find the time, you can just go back, since I'll still provide this information to you guys. So you go on add data, right? So you have the first one, the URL, the one that I've already showed you how it's like and everything. Oh yes, sitemap. Sitemap, this one is a little bit more of a complex one, but it is great because for sitemap, you basically go through the entire website. How best can I explain this without you guys seeing? So if you remember the other one, right? When we had the yameducation.com, we just had one line where it just showed, okay, Yam Education, this is what Yam Education is and everything. But for sitemap, it not only goes through your entire website, but it actually categorizes the different pages that you have and then stores that information for the different pages that you have on the website. So let me just show you, right? So we select weekly refresh and then we go and continue. So what it's going to do here is, okay, I think, did I upload that correctly? Okay, maybe I did not. Okay, let me try that again. URLs find inside sitemap. Let me try something again. I think maybe our website doesn't support that. Let me just find another one. Okay, maybe we can just try the VoiceFlow official website and then go sitemap. No URLs found in sitemap. I think, I'm not sure exactly why it's saying this. So what it's supposed to do is to scrub through the entire website and then open the different, and then highlight for you the different pages that are there. So like customer support, maybe services and all that. But for some reason, it's not working. Maybe it's some issue that I'm having. But yeah, and the other one, you can upload a document, whether it's a text document, just a Word document and all that. Size maximum is just 10 MBs. And the other one is plain text. So what we're going to use is plain text. At least it gives you a little bit more of some flexibility. I prefer, of course, plain text because at least in plain text, I know exactly what I'm uploading. It's different from websites because when you have a website, you just upload it. Especially if you're not the one who actually manages or works on the website, you don't know what information is there. So sometimes you might not want people to know some specific information. So no, most of the times I always opt for plain text or just uploading a document that I've created. So I upload this document. This document will be basically available to everybody, right? So all this document is just a basic description of Yam Coffee. So we have Yam Coffee Shop, AI training chatbot documents, basically introducing welcome to Yam Coffee and everything. Within it, there's also like location. There is also like the time that that we open. We also have the phone number, the information and everything, but everything is here. So we just import it and then there we go. It's uploaded. So we can preview this, right? So let's have a preview. Let's ask it, what time do you open? What time do you open? It's going to take some time, go through the document. There we go. We open Monday to Friday and whatnot, and all that. We can ask it what services. Oh, I'm sorry. What services? Maybe coffee. Is do you have? Ask that, and then oh, there we go. It'll give you all the coffees that I've listed in the document, and the beauty about it is it'll even show you where exactly it's getting this information, right? So you go through this, it will show you where exactly you found all the information, and it's very helpful, especially whenever you want to make some tweaks or make some changes here and there. This really helps. So yeah, as you can see, it's now well connected. It's showing me all the coffees and everything. So this is good. This is all right. Yeah. So now what we'll do next is just go through the workflow. So now this is the knitting, like the more challenging part. So I'll open up the workflow, edit workflow. So the beauty about this also is that if you've noticed, there's always been this test your agent button. No matter wherever I go, whatever it is, there's always this test your agent button. So this is just basically to just test your entire workflow. So since there's nothing there, this is all it's going to do. It's just going to go start chat. It's just going to close again, start chat. It's just going to close again. But we need to give it we need to now start building, and then you now start to realize that, oh, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be. So just for the interest of time, I already do have like some preloaded documents, but like I said, it will be something that I'll share with everybody. So it's not anything for you guys to worry about. Just give me a little bit. All right. Okay. Taking a little bit of some time. All right, it's perfectly fine. While it's loading, we can just proceed. Anyways, so the first thing that we can do is drop a message, right? We want when somebody triggers the agent button, they can interact with it. So the first part that we're going to do is not that AI technical or anything like that, but it's very helpful. Okay, I think it's done loading. Okay, great. So we can have a simple welcome message maybe, right? Welcome to Yam Coffee. And then we can also beauty about this is it doesn't just let you figure everything out. It can also help you in creating some messages and all that. So if you, for example, click here, generate 1 variant, 3 variants, or 5 variants. So if you go and generate 3 variants, it will take the same welcome to Yam Coffee, and then it will create its own versions of that, right? So welcome to Yam Coffee, come to Yam Coffee welcomes you, things like that. So it becomes helpful whenever you just have multiple messages, and we can have this triggered with conditions, but we'll look at that a little bit later. So welcome to Yam Coffee, and then we can also have it add a, why is this? Oh, okay. This thing is loading very slow. Okay, let me just go back again. Okay, right. So we can then say, how can I help you? How can I help you? Right. So yeah, so what we added here is if we start the, all right, no, sorry, this is not gonna work. I did not give it a starting position. So yeah, on the start, I think, let me zoom in so you guys can see. Yeah, on the start, all you have to do is go to this little circle, you click on it, then you pull, then you tell it, okay, when you start, go to this block, right? You can name the block for you to be a bit more organized. So we can just call it welcome block. It'll be a little bit more organized. So you can just tell it, so when you start, go to this block. So once you try that, you test it, your AI agent, how can I help you? Okay, so now there's a little bit of an issue here. So this needs to leave, and then we have to give it another message. And then within that message, that's when we'll put in, how can I help you? Right? So now we'll start it up again, and then it'll come, welcome to Yam Coffee, how can I help you? So now within this, what would we want the system to do? Would want it to maybe we would want it to listen to the customer, right? Would maybe want to give the customer maybe some messages or something like that. I mean, for it to interact with the system, so we can add a button here. So the new button can be, okay, make an order. Sorry, make an order. And then you can add another one. Buttons. All right, this thing is, all right, sorry. All right, you can just add another one quite literally right here. After make an order, you can ask it, do you want to recommend, customer support. Have customer support there, and oh, okay, great. This thing has loaded, so it can be a little bit faster. Okay. Okay, so the other one, maybe we can ask it that we can add another button here. okay, can add another button here and then tell it that, okay, coffee recommendations. Maybe you might want them to have some coffee recommendations, right? So after that, we can now start messing with the AI part now. We can add a prompt. So now prompts, same way we talked about it. So now we'll at least start using it. So now we can. Sorry, now this has stopped working. Just give it a second. The browser has frozen over. It's still taking some time to reload. It's just decided that it's no longer functional. All right. So I have another way to go about this. Just give me a second. Um, let me just relaunch this. All right, with the electricity issues, I normally use my desktop for this, but then I can't use it. Okay, I think it's that. All right. Just give it a second. It's just loading a little bit, and then let me share with you my screen again. Okay, it's loading. It's still loading. Okay. It's almost done. All right. Also workarounds. Okay. I think it's back, but I'm switching. So that's all right. Let me just switch to something else. Stop sharing. Okay. Anyways, I think we'll just use this. Good thing is let's just kind of this came on. So yeah, my desktop is back. All right. So again, just delete this. Go back to where we were. Let's go straight to how can I help you? Let me link this here. Add the buttons. And then we just put customer support. Customer support. All right. So let's add the prompt. All right. So when it comes to prompting, let's see. All right. This is all right. Let me just close this. This. Okay, good. This is much better. All right. So, like I said, when it comes to prompting, you have two sections, yeah, that you have to deal with it, especially when it comes to especially when it comes to like the AI chatbots. So here we have the first section that's system. So system basically are just describing to the system itself, like, okay, in this situation, you are this. So you want it to have a basic understanding of what it is right now, right? So here, just to make it quicker, you're a friendly and knowledgeable barista, helping customers explore and order their perfect coffees. And your goal, which we've added your goal, is to provide a smooth ordering experience by listening to customers' options and things like that. So within that, we're also going to ask it, we're also going to add some few steps. Here, we'll tell it, okay, so I just wanted to have an example of the flow that I needed to have. So there are several ways in which we can do this, but right now we'll just go with it because of the time restrictions, but we just have a more faster way of doing this. So this is just like basic. So here on user, we're basically telling it, okay, so on user, this is what I need you to do. So we're telling like, okay, the AI should welcome your favorite barista, here's your coffee menu, and then list all available coffees, and then which coffee would you like today, right? So this is the basic structure. So if we can test this, uh, it'll just produce everything. So now here is where you also start to see the tokens, right? It will just list everything with the different prices. So all of this is within the training, the knowledge base that I already uploaded. So it will now list that, oh, okay, an espresso, this is how much it is, an Americano, this is how much it is, a cappuccino, and all that. You get the idea. And if you can see down here, it will show you that, oh, it has used 55 tokens. So the input, the amount that I was putting in here, the input, it costed me 15 tokens. That's why I tried to make it as simple and straightforward as possible. So you can just use at least 15. And the output, as you can see, with just what it has written, is telling us that it's 40 tokens. So a good example is the knowledge, the document that I uploaded. It's also going to compile on that. The document that I uploaded, that one is about 2,000 tokens. So if you can see just within this space, maybe I've probably used 3,000 tokens, maybe, or 2,000 something tokens just within this space. So if you're to have maybe 100 people constantly working and interacting and trying to order coffee and whatnot, obviously those tokens would be done within a very short time. And the tokens that you're awarded is 100,000 each and every month, you know? So yeah, anyways, we've run this process and then all we just have to do is exit it, right? Just so it's easier, we can also just, let's just edit this and just give it coffee menu. We'll call this prompt coffee menu, right? Coffee menu, and then we'll close it, coffee menu, coffee menu. So when somebody clicks click and order, it'll take you to coffee menu, right? So now we'd also want to get what the information that the customer wants, right? So we'll go and listen and capture. So on listen, we have different issues. So we have the button, the issues that we added, and then choices and everything. But what we want is capture. So we drag and we drop in capture, right? So on capture, you have different sides of capture, but right now what we want is that we just want to capture everything that the customer will say, right? So here we'd want to capture everything. So the first one is entity. So entities is when you just want the AI to capture specific information, just very specific pieces of data, right? But then you also have entire user reply. So you just want them to capture everything that the user says, right? So you go on entire user reply, then you put it there, then you drag and then link it, right? So now let us just run and just see how far it's gone. We test the agent. It's gonna take a little bit of some time. All right. How can I help you? Or not, so you tell it make an order, right? It'll go through this prompt, and then here you go. Welcome, I'm your virtual barista and everything, and it'll list all the prices and all the coffee that you want. So now, here's the drink menu. So let's just say I want iced coffee, right? So I just type in iced, iced coffee, and then we send it. It's not going to do anything. Conversation ended. Mostly because I just told it to just capture everything that the user said, right? That's all we wanted it to do. So after it set the menu, it has captured everything and the conversation ends. But the good thing is now it's showing the menu, right? Now we can add in another prompt so that it's a bit more faster, a bit faster. So now in this prompt, what we want is to get the customer details. So since they've made an order, we would need their details, yeah? So that is what we're going to do in this prompt. So in this one, what we'll do is create a new prompt. I'm just going to go to the pre-configured prompts that I set aside. Okay, we go back to this system and say, okay, you're an engaging and friendly AI. Sorry, engaging and friendly AI, encountering customer. Basically, yeah, we just want it to be an AI. So an AI that is basically where you can interact with different customers. So you provide fun facts and make the process smooth and connecting necessary details and everything. So what I'm trying to do here is we're trying to create a chatbot that feels a little bit more human. When somebody's talking to it, they should feel, oh, okay, I don't think this is a chatbot. We're talking to a human here, right? So what I would do, that's why I've added in, oh, you provide fun facts and everything. So what I would do is I'll also load in the pre-configured data. So down here in user description, you can have this. So Great Choice coffee name. So what I want here is I want this to capture I want us to display what the okay, right. Right. This is what I have to do. Coffee name will be. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to capture what the user put in, right? So in this, in the way it's configured, last utterance is what we use to capture what the previous message that the customer put in, right? So we'll put that in here, and I want, hopefully, what will happen is that this coffee name will be replaced with whatever we add here. If not, I think maybe we'll go and then just try to taste a little, just try to work in a little bit more. Smooth agents. Oh, okay. No. I think I have messed up here a little bit. For the details. So here's supposed to be order details. So before we go into another prompt, I would want there to be a message. I want there to be a message. So here in messages, we can say, great, please provide your details. This would just be a simple message, and we'll have it there. Great, please provide your details. And then I want this. I want to still add the interaction where it's more friendly and it is more, interactive. So I will remove this. And I think I will also remove these. I'll add these a little bit later. Yeah, great. And then I'll run it. So last time I said iced coffee. So here it wants me to basically mimic what the user put in. So here I'll say iced coffee. And then we'll run it, right? And then we should see Great Choice and then the iced coffee. Yeah, Great Choice. Iced coffee is a refreshing classic classic that's perfect for cooling you off and whatnot. Okay, what size and everything. I think here if we had a bit more time, we would have removed this and then just basically go straight into the customer details. But for now, we'll keep it as is. But I hope that gets you get the idea. So here, just so that you can remove maybe what size would you prefer and all that. If that's something that you want, you can quite literally just tell the AI, please or you just say, just provide the facts. Nothing else, right? So we can try to run it again. It'll still keep the same iced coffee. Just tell it just provide. See? Yeah. Yeah. So we can keep it like that, and then also maybe tell it become beloved summer beverage. We enjoy to say exactly. As you can see, it's removed all of that. What size would you want and what on? So we've just basically trained it to for it to be a little bit more efficient. You can add examples and a lot more things, but we'll keep it as is. So for the details, I think this is a bit wrong, but anyways, it's fine. And then we'll just link this to that. And then here, please provide your customer details. And then the one last thing that I would at least make sure that we all get is this here on prompts. So please provide your details. It links, you give it a prompt. So on the prompt, oh no, sorry, this is not a prompt section. We want it to capture. So we'll put it here. So here we'll tell it, yeah. So now here, this is where we're going to work with the entities, right? We're going to keep the same entities. And in entities, this is what you add. So create new entity. Why is it? Okay, great. So now we'd want to capture maybe somebody's name, right? And then there'll be data type. Good thing about VoiceFlow, it already has pre-configured data type. So you can just select name. You add create entity, and then you add in another one, create new entity, and then you'd want maybe number, right? So you scroll down and then you can find other pre-configured. You can create your own data types, but we don't have to. And we'll close that. Oh, sorry. Number. And then I'm gonna create entity, and then that's done. And then maybe just for would want, just so that you guys can have a better idea on how powerful this is, you can just go on, you can also collect the email, right? Then maybe last thing, location. This would, you might want the location, then geography, then create, there you go. Now, let's try to run this. How can I help you? Make an order. It lists everything. So to make it quick, you say latte, and then you add in latte. Okay, I think it did not get the latte that I was talking about. Fine before, because this is just another situation where you have to configure everything. So just to avoid that with the time, we just go, okay. Okay, let's just say yes. Great choice. Could you prefer? Oh, no. Now it's going a bit far from its thing. Let's just start it over again. So this is basically what you have to go through, tweak a little bit more of some few things, because it was going away from what we trained it. But from there, it was just supposed to go straight into, making orders and all that. So let's just go, let's just say iced coffee. Iced coffee. Okay. All right. So there is a little bit of an issue here. All right. So here on capture, this to be in here. And then iced coffee edit prompt, whatever the user. All right. Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi just kind of died. All right, let me just share my screen on the last part, and then I think we can now like close the meeting. All right. So let me just join this again. Okay, yeah, it's loading now.
I think maybe Ian, while you wait for it to load, there were some questions that came up, so maybe we could just address
okay.
these.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but Rokiato asks, let's assume that the client said that he wants iced black coffee without cream, etc. he gives all the details in advance, the AI assistant will still ask him about those details.
Okay. The AI, just so I can get you right, the AI itself is like somebody is asking for iced black coffee, and then okay,
They
I'm
give
trying
all the
to
details about the coffee that they want. So for
uh-huh.
example, I think she was just trying to find out if it's already give if you've already given it all the details that you want, is the AI still going to ask you about some more details about the coffee, or is it going to give you some is it going to prompt you with something else?
Okay, so it depends on how you can like however you'd want to configure it. That's me assuming that I got you right. It depends on however you might want to configure that. So for your side, if you would want um, for example, you'd want maybe your clients or your customers to be a bit more specific in terms of like the coffee that they want. That's something that you can do, you know. If this is just like assuming in a situation where you'd want somebody to just order from what is already on the menu. So if the customer is going to give all that information that, okay, I want iced black coffee, no cream and everything, and it sends, the AI will capture all of that. Unless you actually train it to say that, okay, please just capture some specific pieces of information. But generally, like the AI will capture all of that, and then it will display what the user has captured. I hope that answers your question.
Mm. And then Longizo asks on import URL, if you don't have a
Yeah.
website, what can you do?
Okay, so yeah, it's exactly what I did. So when you're registering through VoiceFlow, you can just quite literally just select on, how you're registering when you're logging into VoiceFlow, they ask you to import a URL and whatnot. You can just select import. Of course, it will load the VoiceFlow website, but you can quite literally just remove that information in the knowledge base. You select, and then you delete that, and then you can from there, you can now import your own information. So you don't necessarily have to like have a specific website, but if like you don't exactly have to have a website. You can just delete whatever. It just needs a starting point. That's all it needs. I hope that makes sense. I think I can also just share my screen as well so that you can also get it. And also, I would I'd also assume that from what you're saying, yeah, okay, now it's loaded. I'm also going to assume like that from what you are saying in terms of like oh, okay, good. Seems like you got it. When somebody said repeat the process, I'm not sure what process you wanted me to repeat. If you don't have a oh, okay. I don't think repeat the process. If there is a position that you didn't get or something that you didn't get, just let me know what you wanted me to repeat. But I think you can just try to proceed from here. Okay, let's test it again. Oh, sorry, just give me about like 10 minutes and then we'll wrap everything. I just want you guys to see the entities because at least once you understand these basics, I think you can do about maybe 60% of everything else, and everything, and maybe the other nodes when it comes to these other platforms. I think it's taking some time, but the other nodes when it comes to these other platforms, for example, some of these other functions and whatnot. Wow. Some of these other functions and everything. It's something that you can eventually you get the hang of it. But as long as you have the core understanding, the core concept of, oh, okay, what you just need to do here is like to drag and drop, how to prompt and everything. Once you have that basic knowledge, you can basically use AI for everything. The prompt function is very overpowered. Like it's can honestly do what like anything. You know, as on my side, as you can see, all I did is just give it information on, oh, okay, this is the company, this is what we do, and all that, and just have one document, and the AI is able to interact with the user perfectly fine. It's able to have a conversation with them. It's able to collect information from the user. Anything else, like, of course, it's just going to be like building blocks from this. I really wish we had more time and where we can like really explore the platform, because there's so much. You can link it to different sheets. You can also link with phone calls. You can link it with for it to interact with websites. You can even use VoiceFlow to interact with machines, like actual machines that that it does not have to just remain online and like on software. I know a guy from India. He uses VoiceFlow to turn on his CNC machines from like in his factory, like basically instruct them to do different things and all that. I have been kicked out again from the PC. It's still not loading, but yeah, since we've had this issue and looking at the time, what I would do on my side is I would just continue, like just finish off the documentation, a step-by-step guide, quite literally just telling you, okay, take this, drag and drop this, do this. It will be very, very well detailed, and you can follow along. If you have any questions, I believe we're always here. You can ask us anything, and I'm always here to help. Um, like we said, we're trying to build a community of people that people that want to break into this tech space and don't necessarily you don't necessarily have to be a guru in coding. As you can see, it's very simple, and from there I believe we can do a lot. But the people that you have in the chat, us, we're now your community. If you choose to join it, I would always encourage you to. Whenever opportunities come, whenever projects come, eventually, you can add you in. You can also talk about different things on how you can start your own AI agency company if that's something that you want, and like for future webinars and also courses and lessons that we offer as well. So you can also get certified when it comes to the hiring processes. So because even for me, I had to have some certifications and some few things that I had to learn, and then that's when I got exposed to this entire world. So really apologize with this electricity issues that we've been having. It's really slowed us down. This is not what I had planned, but I hope that at least I've imparted some knowledge and you have at least been able to see the way you can use AI, and the fact that it's really not that difficult to use it, especially now. And like this is the time for you guys to get into it. And yeah, basically that's it. I hope I get to see you guys soon, and I hope you join the community. But yeah, I think for now with the time, I'll end it there.
All right, thank you so much, Ian. I think we're already way over time. Thank you everybody for
Yeah.
joining. I think if you got the email earlier that was sent, if you haven't put in your name yet, the way you want to appear on your certificate, we'll only be handing out certificates to people who attended So the only way that we can know that you actually showed up is through that form. So if you can put in all your information accordingly so that when we're producing the certificates, you get your name spelled correctly, then please go ahead if you haven't already done so. So as Ian already mentioned, he's going to document everything and put everything together. And we have the recordings. So all that information, we're going to package it together and then we're going to send it to you. So that's most likely going to be next week, also to give Ian enough time to compile everything together. So next week, you can expect to receive all this information and you can also expect to receive your certificates. So thank you once again and have a wonderful night and enjoy your weekend. Goodbye.
All right, goodbye, guys.